Minecraft Legends just came out a few days ago, as it originally released on April 18th, and I wanted to play it and review it because I personally enjoyed playing Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons, so I wanted to see how Legends would be. So overall, Minecraft Legends takes about 16 hours to complete, 12 to 16 hours, depending on how you play the game, your mastery of the controls, all that kind of stuff. However, there is also a multiplayer mode in which you can multiplayer play through the campaign, as well as 3v3 and 4v4 PvP modes where you team up to fight against each other and you split resources between your teammates and you just get sent into a random map essentially. I do enjoy that as I feel like it's fun. However, I feel like it would be better playing with friends instead of random people because not everybody shares resources well. But I'll leave the multiplayer for now because I really want to focus on the campaign because most of the rest of Minecraft is more of a, solo player experience, so I want to talk about the solo player. So overall, the campaign is fun, it is enjoyable, it is definitely something that you can go back and play again and again, as you will have different experiences depending on how you play it, as well as you might have more fun and it might be more enjoyable when you've mastered the controls of the game and also mastered how it plays, like how things end up working, all that kind of stuff. Specifically in regard to base building. Now, when it comes to the base building, I think it's the biggest redeeming factor of this game because I absolutely love base building. And the base building in this game, while it is a little wonky sometimes, it is absolutely fantastic. There's no limits onto what you can build or how you can build it or where you can build it, really. You can build basically anything you dream of. And that is absolutely fun. I love games that are like that. Now, the only limits you really do have are on resources. So until you level up your LA storage, it does become a little hard to build bases. However, it's not impossible, as mostly you just need wood and stone for the majority of the buildable features. Beyond there, you can get, obviously, redstone, you can get gold, you can get iron, you can get coal. All of that together can build you multiple different structures, multiple different reinforcement structures as to like increasing the damage of your towers, like arrow towers and things like that, increasing your defenses, turning your wooden structures into stone. There's all kinds of things in this game that can increase your defenses. Now, because, like I said, I really enjoy playing games that have good base building in it, I really loved just kind of waiting around and building up the bases, getting them really strong, waiting for an invasion, and then wiping out the invasion force. Just because that's what I enjoy. So I would go back and keep playing the campaign over and over again, just so I can continue to have bases and like just literally draw out the length of the game as long as possible so I can keep building and fighting these waves because I really enjoy it. Beyond that, the exploration is really great. You can ride anything from a beetle to a horse to a tiger to a parrot, and I think even a couple others. My personal favorite is the beetle, because it can climb up any structure, plus it has a glide ability, so I can climb up to the top of the tallest mountains and glide way down if I want to, or drop straight down and then glide a little bit right before the end so I don't take fall damage. It's also really convenient when you're going into the nether defenses, the piglin structures, being able to climb up the side of nether structures. Things like that are really nice. Also, it allows me to not have to have a gate in my base. I can just climb up the side of the walls and get right out to fight the enemies and just leave all of my golems behind. I really enjoy being able to do that. I really enjoy how that plays through. The resource finding, however, I think is a little bit sad because while it's not like resources are inabundant, they also aren't very overwhelmingly abundant. Wood is extremely abundant. It's everywhere. Stone, on the other hand, is a little bit more rare. Then you have iron being more rare, then coal, then redstone, and gold was almost impossible to find. However, the one thing I could find everywhere, which I can never do in actual Minecraft, is diamonds. Diamonds were everywhere. I just went into the snow region, and there were diamonds on the top of every hill that I climbed. Thousands and thousands of diamonds. which was really surprising to me because, like I said, I can never find diamonds in actual Minecraft. No matter how I play, where I start, what guides I follow, what rule sets, being like below Y14 or whatever, everything I've tried, I can never find diamonds easily. So to find so many diamonds was really impressive to me. I was disappointed a little bit by the fact that there wasn't like, how do I say this? Like sand castles and stuff, like the sand pyramids, the sand temples, that kind of stuff, that there wasn't like other villages or anything where I could go raid those. I was glad that there were chests around though, because I could go wander around and explore and find these chests. So I do enjoy that. I do also wish that there was a way that I could replant or regrow resources, because while I could run through the world and wipe out all of the wood in the world, um, I don't really want to. So it would be cool to see the way to like plant new trees, although it doesn't really seem necessary, which is probably why they don't have that in there. I also would enjoy it more if there's a way to like clear mountains, because if there's no like stone exposed, you can't like dig out the dirt and then get to the stone and like clear a mountain and like level the map, which would be a really easy way to find more resources. So I'm a little disappointed about that as well. However, the overall premise of the game is really fun, as the campaign, I know I'm really late in the video to be describing the campaign, but the campaign is all about the piglins invading the overworld from the nether and essentially just trying to take control of it for the gold and for food, as you're trying to feed their leaders and stuff like that. And essentially it's just these small piglins who are absolutely terrified of their bosses doing whatever their bosses tell them to do, along with some heavier reinforced armies. Now, when you're fighting the piglin army, a lot of the game's issues are made evident, which is why I wanted to talk about the base building first and describe the campaign later. So, the issues with this game are you are required to build golems and go fight the piglin army, for lack of a better term, because that's essentially what they are. It's just an army. However, they're so scared of their bosses that I wouldn't really call them an army. Anyways, so when you're doing this, you have lots of times, like you have to build platforms, bridges, staircases, whatever, in order to get your army up to where the piglins are and destroy their defenses and spawners. However, to do this, normally you're surrounded by a mob of piglins and their weapons and stuff, and it gets really, really hard to place structures down. As well as your teammates, your goblins and the firsts, whatever you want to say about that, can't normally follow you around while you're doing that, or they end up falling off the map. So even when you do build these ramps and everything else, normally your army still ends up falling off the map as you're trying to fight the piglins, and you end up having to go find your army all the time or get them to respawn. And in order to do that, you got to go so far outside the bounds of where the piglin fight is taking place that it takes forever to get your army back, and then to get them to move all the way up again, just to normally figure out you lost your whole army again, as they all fell off the side and now they're not fighting. So that is incredibly frustrating, and the only good way to combat that is to unlock the ability to turn nether back into cured or clean ground. But that takes time. It's a slow process, and then you can build your structures on that, because you can't build your structures other than ramps on anything but clean ground. So it's really frustrating to have to deal with that, as it really impedes the game's progress, especially in high difficulty missions, as well as the fact that for the most part, most of the mobs are completely useless. About the only useful mobs are the regular stone golems that just go around smashing the defenses with their fists, just punching the defenses. For the majority of the missions I face and run through, I just have the firsts deal with the army, and I just have like 20 to 30 of those little guys running around destroying all the defenses. So to me, that's really disappointing as well, because when you only really need one of these, creatures types, and you've got like 8 of them, I think it is, it's kind of frustrating that none of the others are really that useful. Overall, though, It does play out pretty smoothly. It is pretty fun. The only thing that gets frustrating is the repetitive loss of your army as you're trying to go up these increasingly difficult slopes and essentially just floating islands and trying to get your army into the position to be able to fight them. Overall, though, I'd say this game is a lot of fun. I personally got it for free off of Xbox Game Pass, which I would recommend most people get. Honestly, Xbox Game Pass saves me thousands of dollars a year as I get so many games for free. This year alone, I've gotten hundreds of dollars worth of games. And we're only 4 months into the year so far. Anyways, I would definitely recommend you get this game and try it out as it is fun and it has different styles of fun for every different player. You could go do your resource gathering, you could go do PvP, you could do campaign solo, you could do campaign with your friends and just, mess around and have fun and just have a blast just doing random stuff. So yeah, I would definitely check this game out as I really enjoyed playing it. But do be aware that there are certain glitches when it comes to fighting the piglin hordes.